So what we have here today is a simple Arduino based LDR circuit, and LDR stands for Light Dependent Resistor. So basically it's a type of resistor whose resistance changes based on intensity of light. So when there is more light, the resistance will be higher. When there is less light, the resistance will be lower. So yeah. And what we are trying to do here is to use that resistance changes to on a light. So just like the street light works, in the night they come on their own, in the day then during the day they just go off. So now there is enough light here, so we are assuming it's in the day, so you can see it is off. But if I send my hand closer to this sensor, which I'm trying to simulate night time, you can see the light bulb is on. So we are controlling this with Arduino board, and this is the simple code to do all of this. So on the screen here you see the simple code. I've defined two pins. One is the LDR pin, the other one is the LED pin, and we have assigned the LDR pin to A0, which means on the board I've connected the LDR to A0 and the LED pin to pin 13. Then the void setup, where you do your setup in Arduino, if you have worked with Arduino, the LDR pin is an input because you are reading data from it, so it's an input pin, and the LED pin is an output because we are writing power to it, right? We want it to be on based on the data we are getting. So in the void loop now, you are trying to, using these two lines, you are trying to read some data from the LDR pin. So we said int data is analog read, and what do we want to read from? We want to read from the LDR pin that we have defined at the top here as a global variable. So we are getting the data, we are printing it, and on the serial monitor you can see the data is printing constantly and it's changing. When I send my hand closer to this LDR sensor, you can see the data have decreased, it has changed, we are getting some numbers right there. When I remove my hand, it has shoot up. So in the presence of light we have higher numbers. And then you can see over here, when I bring this one down, we have some conditional statements right here. We are saying, okay, if the data we are getting from the LDR is less than 80, then we want to digital write to our LED pin high, which means we want to turn our LED pin on. Else what you want to do is to turn our LED pin low. Also, if the data is not less than 80, we want to off the light. If that means there is light, so we should off it. But if it's less than 80, which means there is darkness, we want to on the light. So this is the simple LVR based project with Arduino, and it's just fun. So this is a simple circuit diagram that we are using. So over here we have our LDR, which is the sensor, and this LDR have two pins. So simply we connect one pin of the LDR to 5-volt pin on the Arduino. When you take the Arduino board, it has a 5-volt pin on it, so you just have to connect one cable from the LDR to the 5-volt pin. Then over here, come here, we are trying to create a voltage divider. So the other pin of the LDR, we connect a resistor to it, and this resistor we connect to ground. And then we make sure wherever the resistor pin is meeting with the LDR pin, the second pin of the LDR, we are connecting that to A0, which will be our signal pin A0 on the Arduino board. So A0 is analog pin 0 on the Arduino board, and that's where we'll be reading our analog data in order to turn on or off the LED. Yeah, after that we are also connecting everything to our LED or light bulb, and the LED pin is connected, the positive pin of the LED, which is the anode in this case, is connected to pin 13 on the Arduino board. You can use any pin, any digital pin you want, but we are using pin 13. And then the ground, the negative pin of the LED, we are connecting it to ground. Also, you can see it's connected to the same ground of the resistor right here. So yeah, that's also connected to ground on Arduino. The Arduino have a lot of ground pins, so you can connect it to a separate ground. But if you want to hook it up to the same ground, you are using a breadboard, that's fine, that works. A quick note here, the reason why I'm not protecting this LED with any resistor is because my LED is 5-volt tolerant. Okay, it can take up to 5 volts, so that's why I'm not connecting any resistor to it. But in your case, if your LED is 3-volt LED or it can't tolerate 5-volt, make sure you protect it with a resistor. So before going to ground, you can connect a resistor here to make sure it limits the current so that you don't blow off the LED. So yeah, that's one thing you can do to protect your LED. But if it's 5-volt tolerance, then make sure you just connect it straight up. So yeah, this is the simple circuit we are using to connect our LDR circuit, which we have here. When I send my hand close, the light is on. When I remove my hand, there is a lot of light here. Ambient light is here, so it is also kind of like the street lights. So bring darkness here, you bring darkness here, and the light is on in the night, daylight, and it is off. So this is a simple circuit diagram you can build to test it out. So let me know what you think.